Good afternoon. What's your name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy and
Susie.
Susie. Jeremy and Susie, thanks for talking to me. I appreciate this. One question. Do you believe that Jesus Christ resurrected from the dead?
I actually do not.
You do not. Then explain the existence of Christianity.
So I totally understand all of the things that Jesus did in his history, and I love that the Bible is a loose history book based off of his life with some morals cooked into there. I don't believe that he actually resurrected, though.
But how come Christianity exists today? Because if he doesn't resurrect, the cowards known as the disciples, who are hiding in fear for their life, would have certainly gave up the pursuit of trying to convince everybody that he did resurrect.
So that's actually kind of really a good question when you think about the amount of editing that has gone into the Bible over the years, right? There are some very, very interesting chapters in the book of Mark that have been redacted from the Bible.
Christianity is known that the last chapters, for that matter, weren't in the earliest manuscripts, okay? But that doesn't undermine the fact that Christianity exists today. If Christ resurrected and the apostles believed it and saw it and experienced it, they would spread that and they wouldn't deny it. They would die for the truth that they experienced. Would they die for a lie?
I believe that they might.
Well, let's say I made up that I saw someone resurrect and I was going to say, hey, you know, this guy resurrected from the dead. We should follow what he said and trust what he did on the cross for salvation's sake. And you turned around and grabbed a machete and said, hey, dude, I'm going to lob your head off. Retract what you're saying. If it were a lie, if I made that up, I would probably retract what I'm saying. Not only me, but think it was not only one disciple, all 12, plus the Apostle Paul, plus countless hundreds and hundreds of Christians through history have died for the faith. And the first eyewitnesses are the catalyst to say, yeah, you know what? They must have experienced the resurrected Lord. In other words, Christianity has no reason, no footing in the world.
But see, I look at it from a perspective of the things that Jesus said need to be followed. The morals he put into place, the lifestyle that people should be looking into. You know, the fact that love thy neighbor. I mean, of course, that comes from the Ten Commandments versus Jesus himself.
That's worth carrying on.
But
Yeah.
exactly, you do not want that to stop. I would put my life on the line if it meant protecting the future in that way.
Of humanity.
But, you know,
Exactly.
in reality, that really wasn't what Christ taught. What Christ taught was the fact that your goodness and your morality can't save you. Sure, love your neighbor, that's awesome. But you know what? You're not going to do it perfectly in light of the holy God who created us. That's why he suffered and died. If we were good people, his death on the cross would have been meaningless and just completely useless. But the fact of the matter is, we're wretched sinners, like the Bible says, and he came to die for us wretched sinners.
But see, that's where I think his resurrection undermines his own death. If he dies and is resurrected, then what's the point in dying? He didn't actually die.
He did die, and he resurrected to show us that he is the way, the truth, and the life, that no one gets to the Father except through him. His resurrection is the proof of the pudding that he truly taught and believed and lived through and lived out what he taught. If he didn't resurrect, then he's just kind of a crazy guy with a few good, wise teachings that chose to die for no apparent good reason at all.
Well, I mean,
Well, historically,
being a
that
martyr,
doesn't happen. Yeah.
a martyr is a good reason.
No,
If you have
a martyr
people
for a
that follow
lie,
you-
a martyr
No,
for
no, a martyr for a reason, a martyr for a lifestyle, a martyr for a truth and some morals to follow.
But the reason he died was because he claimed to be God, not for his teachings. The Jews grabbed rocks to stone him after he said, before Abraham, I am. Clearly alluding to him being God incarnate. That's what he died for.
That's where I've always been confused with the whole monotheist, polytheist, Holy Trinity. That's three gods to me. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Trinity may be a challenge, but the resurrection is the question. I would say the proof that he resurrected is in the fact that we have Christianity. I would love to have you reconsider some of your conclusions, because I don't think Christianity would be here today if it weren't for the fact that he resurrected. Here's a free parting gift.
thanks, man.
Watch that. You two watch that, all right?
We will.
Likewise, Susie, thanks for chatting with me.
Thank you.
All right, God bless.
God bless.